Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the weekly vlog. I've got a tiny mic pinned to my sweater, so hopefully it's not too muffled. I think it sounds better when I'm holding it, but it's also really annoying, and I gesture with my hands way too much to be holding a microphone that has to be close to my mouth. So I'm gonna try this and hope for the best. If it sounds terrible, it is what it is. I'll figure it out. It's a whole learning curve and I will get there. But hi, how we doing? It is already Tuesday, the end of Tuesday. It's like almost midnight. I should go to bed soon, but I have tomorrow off and I kind of want to stay up late reading. But I'm probably going to fall asleep because I am actually quite tired. It's been a very long last few days. The last 2 weeks of my life have been chaos and I have not been sleeping very well. I think I got maybe 3 hours of sleep last night. I just kept waking up. I was awake until 2 and then I was up at 3:30. I was up at 5:30, up at 6:30, and then out of bed for the day at 7:30. So very, very long night last night, very long day today. All I wanted to do all day is just curl up right here in this spot and read. So I'm going to do that very shortly, but first I wanted to intro and update on all the things that I am planning on reading this week, starting with one that is for a different vlog, but that is The Lies of Locke, Lamora by Lynch. I rehauled this book and Senlin Ascends before I moved. Both of those books were in my unhaul pile, but I wanted to hang on to them, so I am doing a little video where I find out if they were worth the rehaul or not. I'm only on page 85 right now, but I'll say my thoughts for it in the other vlog. And then my other read right now is one that I'm very excited about. I am currently 16% of the way through Platform Decay by Martha Wells, book 8 in the Murderbot Diaries series. For some reason, I thought this book didn't come out until September, but I was updating my ongoing series spreadsheet yesterday, and I realized that the newest book is actually out on May 5th, so it's already been released, which was a very pleasant surprise. But then even better is that I went to Libby to go put the audiobook on hold, and it was available immediately, so I was able to take it out right away. I started it this morning, and I'm already having the best of times. I've missed the Murderbot world so much. I recently watched the TV show and it's made me want to reread all the books at some point. So the fact that there is now a new book out for me to enjoy is just perfect timing and just the most wonderful surprise. So having a good time here. I can't really get into the plot without spoiling the first 7 books in the series, so I'm not going to talk about that at all, but I am having a great time so far. So aside from the current reads, I don't really know what I'm planning on reading otherwise this week. I have out the 3rd volume in the Shades of Magic comic book series by Schwab that's set in the Darker Shade of Magic world. So I'll definitely get to that one this week. But I don't have any other holds coming in this week, so I'll have to figure out what my other plans are. Because Murderbot, I only have a bit less than 2 hours left in the audiobook, so I'll probably finish that one up tomorrow. So I'll need to figure out what my next audiobook read is. My physical read definitely going to take me quite a while, so I'm not really worried about that. This is going to be a very audiobook heavy week while I finish up this junker of a book, and I definitely need to put a lot of my focus onto this book, so I don't want to be dipping in and out of multiple physical reads. I might start something on my Kindle. Maybe I'll do the next book in the Cowboy Colony Mail Order Bride, the Ursa Tax series. I read the first book of that series last month and loved it, so maybe that'll be a nice silly goofy time to read alongside The Lies of Locke, Lamora. That might be a good idea, but I'm actually not too sure. So I will figure out what my plans are at some point, probably tomorrow sometime, and I'll let you know. But for the time being, I need to get comfy, so I'm gonna go do that, and we'll catch up later on in the week. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready for work soon, but I need to update because I have not done that all week. I've not been the most chatty this week. Honestly, I've had a very irritating week. It's just been a calamity of inconveniences and annoyances all week, and I'm kind of going insane. I've had a splitting headache for like 3 days in a row. I've been sleeping terribly. Not having a great time. But it is what it is. I have, however, been doing a bunch of reading. So since we last spoke on Tuesday, I've finished a couple of things, or actually just one thing. Yeah, I finished one thing, started a bunch of things as well. So I finished reading Platform Decay by Martha Wells, and I gave this one a solid 4-star. I loved it. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed being back in this world. I love the tone of Murderbot. It's so perfectly my kind of humor. I'm a very dry, sarcastic kind of person, and that is precisely what this is. It's so perfect for me. I love getting to see all the characters again. It's been so long since we had a Murderbot book. I think it's been like 3 years. So coming back to this world just felt very comforting, even though it was definitely not a comforting book. It still felt that way because of the characters. It just felt like catching up with an old friend, and it was fantastic. Had a really good time with it. With the Lies of Locke Lamora, I am currently 204 pages into this one, but I'm going to save my thoughts on it for the vlog that I'm reading this for, but just to at least mention that I have made progress in this one. And then there are 3 things that I'm currently in the middle of. So first of all is Ebony Gate by Julia V and Ken Bebelle, which is described as a female John Wick, but with dragon magic and portal fantasy. This is perfectly my book. This is so my thing. I'm having the best time ever. I totally see why it's comped to John Wick. If you don't know, I love action movies so much, and John Wick is definitely my favorite of them. And this one just has those vibes perfectly. It's excellent. There's even things like how in John Wick there's the hotel where you're not allowed to conduct assassin business on. In this book there is a library of all their records that has the same kind of idea to it. And yeah, it's portal fantasy as well, which is my favorite genre. The dragon magic I'm still getting to know, but the bits that I've read about it so far are fascinating, and I'm also loving the budding romance in here as well. The main character is known as the Butcher of Beijing. She was the most well-known assassin of all of the clans, and she didn't want to have that title anymore, so she actually got out of that life, and she's now living in San Francisco. But things just keep pulling her back into that world. Hi. Tony's here. Yeah, so things just keep pulling her back into that world. Mainly her family, but also this man that she now kind of works with who is not at all part of her world, and he has no idea that magic is real. But he is like a historian and a collector of ancient swords and things that he doesn't realize are actually magical artifacts and are very, very real. And he ends up getting roped into helping her find this artifact called the Ebony Gate, which she's being forced to find by a Shinigami, because if she doesn't find it, then the gates to the underworld are going to be wide open and the world is going to be flooded with demons and monsters and all these things. So she has to find this, and she only has a very short period of time to do so. If she fails to find it, then the Shinigami is going to use her soul as a block to keep the door shut. So she really has to find it. And this human man just ends up helping her out. The two of them have a really good banter. I think they're so funny and so cute, and I'm having a great time with this book. I am loving everything to do with it. It's a trilogy as well, so we'll get more story later on, and I can't wait to find out where things go from here. But yeah, everything about this is fantastic. The world is great. The magic is really cool. The characters, the writing is really good. I'm listening to the audiobook, and I love the narrator as well. So overall, having a fantastic time, and I can't wait to continue it. I've also started a buddy read for Floating Hotel by Grace Curtis, which is a cozy sci-fi, and I'm also having a great time. I'm not very far in so far. I'm only about 10% of the way through, but the bit that I've read so far, I'm loving it. This one follows a man who, when he was 12 years old, he ended up sneaking onto this hotel in space. He was a homeless kid. He just desperately wanted to get off of his planet. So he sneaks on, but he's of course caught. But instead of them getting mad, they offer him a job. That was the prologue, and then the actual book is set 40 years later when he's now the manager of the hotel. And this book is just him doing his thing. I'm sure there's going to be a larger plot, but I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out. This is very cute and cozy and comforting. I don't really have any thoughts on it yet because I'm not very far in, but I am liking the writing style so far, and I love the characters, so looking forward to finding out where that one goes. And finally, I've also started the third Shades of Magic comic series by B.E. Schwab. This one is called The Rebel Army. I've only read like 10 pages so far, so I'm not too sure what's even going to happen in this book, but I'm sure it'll be a good time, and I'll be finishing up a series that I started a while ago too, so that'll be nice to cross off another series. Hoping to finish that one tonight, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I think tonight after work, my roommate and I are gonna go do some errands together and hang out in the evening, so I may not have much time for reading tonight, but tomorrow I have off, so I'm planning on spending my entire morning reading, and it's going to be great. Tomorrow night, actually, I'm going to a party. Look at me go. I never go to parties, but it's my coworker's birthday, and my coworker, I'm actually friends with his fiance. He and I have been friends for a very long time, so it'll be nice to see him as well. I'm excited about it. I haven't been drunk in several years, actually. I don't really drink a whole lot, but tomorrow night I am planning on getting drunk. So if you see any vlog footage from that, I apologize. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. I've gotta get ready for work, but we will chat at some point in the near future to wrap up the vlog. I am home. I had way too much to drink. Oh my god. I had vodka, and that's the wrong button. I had, oh god, and bourbon, and soju, and sake, and beer, and cider, more vodka. I drank too much. Had a fun time though. It was very good. My coworker and I like died laughing on the floor multiple times. It was very fun. I need to go to bed. Good morning. Oh, it's a rough morning. Not that bad. I could be a lot worse. I have had much worse hangovers. You know what I'm mad about though? Is that even when I was out partying until 1 o'clock in the morning, I still woke up at 7:30, which is the same time that I wake up to go to work. Why can't I sleep in? I can never sleep in, and I'm mad about it. But it's fine. I'm having a great morning. I woke up at 7:30 but didn't get out of bed until like 9, so I at least got to lounge in bed. I watched the Janelle Monáe Dirty Computer short movie. I love Janelle Monáe. She's one of my favorite artists, and Dirty Computer is my favorite album from them, but I'd never gotten around to watching the short movie, so while I was lying in bed this morning, I watched that, and it was excellent. Oh my god, it was beautifully made. So highly recommend if you're also a Janelle Monáe fan. I had myself a nice little breakfast this morning. It was lovely, and I've just been sitting on the couch reading ever since then. Also coming home at 1 a.m. while drunk to see that my roommate made cookies. That was a good night. The party was also fantastic. There was like half my coworkers were there, and then a bunch of my friends that I kind of know but not super well, but they're all really, really fun. We had a blast. My one friend and I, who's also my coworker, we ended up laughing so hard over nothing that we were like both on the floor just wheezing, and it was fantastic. I haven't laughed like that in quite a while, so that was great. But yeah, it was a really fun time. I'm very glad that I went, even though my social battery today is completely drained. It's nice to get out once in a while and do something fun, so had a great time there. In terms of reading since last we spoke, when was that? Saturday morning, I think. I don't really have a lot of updates aside from I finished the Shades of Magic comic, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I liked the second book the best, so I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 star roughly. It was really interesting. I liked the plot of it. It just wasn't as engaging as the second book for me. I love a magical competition, which was in book 2, so this one was a little bit less interesting to me. It was just kind of like the build up to a battle, but the story was good. I liked the characters. I liked seeing where things went, and it was a good conclusion to the series as well. I thought I wrapped things up pretty nicely, so overall, good time. Very happy to have been back in the Shades of Magic world. I love that world so much. But aside from that, I've made some progress on Ebony Gate. I'm currently like 80% of the way through, so I'll probably finish that one up today, just put it into next week's vlog. I'm actually ahead of the game for once for editing. I already have this entire vlog up until this clip edited and good to go. So all I have to do is put this clip in and I'll be able to schedule it to upload tomorrow. I'm never on time for vlogs. This is a miracle. And yeah, that should do it for this week's vlog. So thank you as always for coming along. I hope you had a great week as well. I'm gonna go get back to being comfy and rot on the couch for the rest of the day. But I will catch you guys in next week's vlog.